I've got no problems with Hugh. I mean, he's a delightful guy, he really is. True legend. But the movie, that was a career low for me. You understand. Anywho, why am I here? Oh, right. Happy Australia Day. Because that's a real thing.
Don't worry about us, Dingo. We'll make sure we can.
Did you know that the very first animated version of Wolverine was Australian? Matter of fact, the first two animated iterations of the adamantium-clad mutant were from the land down under. The first cartoon appearance of Wolverine was via an X-Men guest appearance in an episode of the 1982 series, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Coming, Cyclops.
This is our other new member, Wolverine.
How you doing? Want a piece of fruit?
This was followed by the 1989 animated television test pilot, Pryde of the X-Men.
Wait till I get my claws on him. He'll be talking out the other side.
Much like the irony of a certain version of a Canadian Wolverine being portrayed by a non-Canadian, neither of the two voice actors that portrayed Wolverine in the cartoons were Australian. This deviation from the comic book version of the character occurred due to the popularity of Australian pop culture infiltrating the North American imagination during the 80s. According to the voice director of the show, Rick Hallberg, he was forced to give Wolverine an Australian accent to capitalize on the Australian fad that was popular at the time, largely due to the success of the Crocodile Dundee and Mad Max films.
I remember ruined dreams. Chaos.
And your wallet.
He's got a knife.
That's not a knife.
So, we know that in at least two iterations of the Marvel franchise, there are two Australian Wolverine variants that exist. And who else is Australian?
Mate, I don't know if I'd be very welcome at home if I was just scowling and calling everyone bub.
Deadpool and Wolverine is going to feature various Wolverine variants from different multiverses. But it will be a missed opportunity to have Australia's own Hugh Jackman not play an Aussie variant of the Cajun mutant with claws, at least. To have him drop just this one line.
He's got a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Now before any of you comic book accuracy sticklers, or any of you loud and proud Canadians push back at this, just relax. One variant in an Aussie meat pie colored suit is all we are suggesting. We're not pitching a kangaroo boot or anything. Come on. Hugh Jackman as one Aussie Wolverine variant cameo, paying tribute to these OG cartoons that brought Wolverine into his first motion picture format? Why not? Hell, the MCU featured an alligator variant of Loki. Alligator Loki wasn't originally from the comics. Not even sure if there are alligators in Asgard. But if an alligator Loki can make one preposterous cameo and be canonized for antiquity, surely we can get one live-action variant of Wolverine that talks like Crocodile Dundee.
G'day. Bit of a lunatic asylum. That's why I love it, because I fit right in.
And if we can't get an Aussie adamantium-clad mutant variant, well, Hugh Jackman himself has the perfect idea for the next Wolverine team-up movie.
Well,
That's a good question.
yeah, like Battle with Next.
Future pair-ups.
So, I don't know.
You're so lucky because a lot of people don't know how jealous Wolverine can be, and if you mentioned anyone else, I will kill
Right,
them.
I know, right? Just the claws come out.
Particularly if it's another Australian. If it's another Australian superhero, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So Thor is out.
Thor is out.
Okay, so not Thor.
Paul Hogan
love you,
is a
Chris.
non-starter for Hugh. Yeah.
Crocodile
I mean, unless
Dundee,
this man
actually.
has had
Let's bring
17
Crocodile
hours
Dundee.
sleep, he's going to be pretty grumpy. Yeah.
Crocodile
I mean, unless
Dundee,
this man
actually.
has had
Let's bring
17
Crocodile
hours
Dundee.
sleep, he's going to be...
One for me, one for me, mate.
Crikey, Bob.
I'd fit right in with your proud nation, with its shady criminal past and its predilection for blackout drinking and unrelenting condescension toward New Zealand. Any thoughts on our villain, Korg?
Looks like he's got 4 arms.
And the two lower ones have got gloves on. I like them.
You have a Disney Plus show, don't you, face? Only one teeny problem. You gave us Wolverine. And for that, I can't forgive you.